Storm Team Weather. Here's Chief Meteorologist Josh Johns.
Welcome back, everyone. So it's pretty cloudy outside this evening, and I'm sure some of our Concho Valley residents have noticed.
Yeah, you know, we had a few thunderstorms that worked through portions of the Concho Valley this evening around sunset. And here's a shot that Richard Tierce got in San Angelo, and this is on 306 looking down towards the bluffs. And you can see two little rain shafts on the left and on the right. And when you look at our time lapse, you'll see what that's from. But if you ever have a photo, feel free to send it to us on the KSAN News Facebook page. Check out the time lapse going from about 4 o'clock because we had these thunderstorms start to bubble up out there. One there off to the west over the Arden community produced a pretty good amount of rain, and that was honestly the heaviest thunderstorm we saw. It wasn't severe, but it did put out some 45, 50 mile per hour gusts at times, and also had the potential for some dime-size hail. The other big story for today was the really warm temperatures because we topped out at a high of 105, breaking our record of 104 set in 1948. Usually we should be at 91 this time of year, but we've been above normal thanks to the upper level ridge that's been parked over us through most of the month. Low was 68, that's right on target, but we've been as cold as 654 in the record books there this time of year. Now, we aren't really going to have any threat of storms overnight. That was mainly for the evening. It will be a calm night. Then it'll be hot again Thursday with the storm potential Thursday evening, basically due to any storms that form to our north. And then we'll have some late week easing of the heat. Let's talk about last night's thunderstorm real quick and what caused it, because it was a really big one. You'll notice it wasn't doing much until it got right over Bront, and then it just absolutely exploded and shot down to the south. That's what brought us those 70 mile per hour winds that hit us around 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. And what had happened is we had this boundary out here that was slowly retreating east overnight, meeting up with this complex of storms coming in from the north. When that happens, it's a lot of lift, and it was also aided by what we call the lower level jet. Basically, that's just really strong winds in the lower levels of the atmosphere. Basically acts as going up a slope, pushing all of that energy into the thunderstorm, and that's what allowed it to go really hard pretty quickly with dropping hail and high winds, with 1.5-inch hail reported in Harriet and Miles. That's the size of a ping pong ball, and a 65 mile per hour wind gust there at Mathisville. This is all the activity that brought us tonight, or that tonight brought us. Only about half an inch to an inch of rain over very isolated spots of western Tom Green County. You can see those thunderstorms that went on going through the night. Now pretty clear on the live radar network. We got another shot tomorrow though. 90 degrees in San Angelo. It's 88 currently in Ozona. We have the dew point still in the 50s, so the moisture's still around. And with that moisture still around, when we get back up into the triple digits tomorrow, it's really going to help form more thunderstorms as we go into the afternoon. Right now, it's just helping it feel a tad warmer, with temperatures feeling more like the 90s rather than the upper 80s. Winds have been out of the south. They're continuing overnight. They'll be there tomorrow too, and probably through the end of the week, just thanks to the upper level ridge that's out there. Got a stationary boundary to our north, but nothing has formed on it, so we aren't expecting anything like last night. It will be a rather calm night. Tomorrow, that stationary boundary is still there, and with low pressure to our north, going to trigger some thunderstorms up there towards Lubbock. Now, anything that forms up there towards Lubbock tomorrow will have the chance of running into our area again as we go through the night. So let's take you through time here on Futurecast, because you'll see those temperatures drop down into the 70s overnight and upper 70s by the time you wake up. And then as we get into the day tomorrow, climbing back up into the triple digits. I think we're closer to 102, with showers and storms popping first in the evening. And then as we go into the overnight hours, we're going to be looking to the north, because that's where a complex of storms should try to work its way down through the big country. And if it holds together long enough, and the other models that I look at, including the Texas Tech model, which is pretty accurate, does, then that could bring it into our northern counties and potentially into our area as we go into the overnight hours. I'm not expecting severe weather, but the fact that it's been so warm lately means some of those storms could get a little gusty. Friday's a little bit cooler, with temperatures getting down into the mid-90s. So for tonight, we're down to about 78 degrees. A few storms possible, otherwise mainly clear. Thursday, we're up to 102 with a 30% chance of a storm. In the evening, mainly sunny and hot with winds out of the south at 10 to 15 miles per hour, but it won't be record-breaking heat like what we saw today, because the record's 107. We aren't going to break that tomorrow. 30% chance in the afternoon and evening tomorrow. A 10% chance of a storm on Friday in the evening, and then the storm chances ease off a little bit, and the temperatures ease off too, with a little bit more Gulf moisture in place, a few more clouds. We'd pop out in the upper 90s as opposed to the triple digits, potentially dropping down to the mid-90s by Tuesday and Wednesday, with a chance of a storm on Tuesday. And don't forget, sign up by midnight tomorrow night for your chance to win this Winning with the Weather prize, courtesy of our friends at Parsons. It's 4 Schlitterbahn tickets, 4 beach towels, and a $50 gas card. Announcing the winner on KSAN News at 6, Friday, June 8th, live here at the studio.
Awesome. And what if we did? Like, what would you do if we did break that record
If
tomorrow?
we did break the record tomorrow, I'd be pretty frustrated because that's a good 5 degrees off of my forecast.
Yeah.
But I'd also be drinking lots of water because it's going to be really
Same.
hot.
It is. And putting on that sunscreen always.
Absolutely. Of course, when you're indoors, you don't really need the sunscreen. You still need the water.
Yeah.
When you're indoors.
Yeah, because you always have to stay
much water today.
hydrated.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. All right, thanks, Josh. And coming up later in the show, Mercedes-Benz is giving customers a chance